Wow. What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy Dtlf back with another post-game recap. What a game. What an emotional roller coaster. All the emotions were felt throughout this game. Everywhere from annoyed, excited, angry, happy again, excited again. Oh, it was just such a roller coaster. But y'all heard the title, man. Y'all read the title, and that's exactly what happened. The Lakers were sloppy the whole game. All right, especially Russell Westbrook at the end. I don't know what happened. He was having a great game, and he was going for that quadruple double in the end. We almost lost the game because of him and Frank Vogel's indecision to bench players that are playing bad. But Melo was phenomenal. All right, without Carmelo Anthony, he went like 7 for 10 from beyond the arc. He was clutch. He has been the best Laker at times, to be honest with you guys this season. He was phenomenal, guys. I gotta say, Carmelo Anthony has truly turned back the clock to Denver Nuggets. Carmelo Anthony, and he is a showstopper. He is home court Melo. He was our superhero tonight. We don't win without him. By the way, the officials were atrocious, but the Lakers have to be more disciplined, and we have to navigate around that. But Rondo set the tone when he came in the game, and I gotta say, the chemistry between him and AD has me thinking: should we start Rondo over Westbrook, which some people had said earlier in the season? It really has me considering it because Rondo and AD have great chemistry. AD was asleep till Rondo came in the second half, and he had a much better game. But still, I'm gonna tell you there was the good, the bad, and the ugly tonight. The good, Carmelo Anthony and the bench went off, especially Carmelo, man. I like Austin Reeves' production as well. And again, what Rondo did, phenomenal, sensational. Dwight with his defense, beautiful. I need me a Carmelo Anthony jersey, man, an authentic one. I need to go and cop one with the Nike stripe symbol because he has really turned back the clock and he's saving the season early on for us. We'd be below 500 without Carmelo. I promise you that. With all these injuries, Melo tonight was the best player on the court. 29 points off the bench efficiently. Can't ask for a better Carmelo than this Carmelo. And he's on veterans minimum. Somebody go shave a little bit off of Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook's paycheck and gives him to Melo, man, because he deserves to get paid. Board man gets paid. He's absolutely sensational. Oh, the bad was bad at times. Turnovers, technicals when we didn't need them. We shouldn't have had this overtime. We were up 10 with like 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left, and we couldn't close again. That pisses me off. This team does not have a killer mentality outside of Melo. She said, Dan, I didn't see the game. How was it? Oh my God, Tara. It was a roller coaster. I was pissed, happy, mad, sad all at the same time. It was just, I felt like I was on morphine or something, man, because, this was a crazy game. But Carmelo Anthony did his fizzle. He absolutely went off. And Carmelo Anthony is timeless, man. He's 29 off the bench, 7 for 11. My goodness, we need that Melo jersey. Voice of Reason said, with 23.7 seconds left in the quarter, we isolate AD at the three-point line. No play, no motion. If they're going to ISO, Melo should have got the ball. I 110% agree. I was going to get to that point, but you beat me to it. Our half-court offense is atrocious, man. If we didn't have ISO guys like Melo, Russ, and even tonight, Rajon Rondo creating for us, we really would have no offense, to be honest with you guys. But what a stupid end of the again. I continue to be disappointed with Frank Vogel because that's what you drew up out of the timeout. Russell Westbrook dribble, hand it off to AD so he can jab fade away 3-point shot when he's been shooting like 0.5% from beyond the arc. That really irked me and pissed me off, guys. Like where I could have drew up something better than that. How about AD post up, draw the double, kick it out, move the rock, Carmelo Anthony wide open three. How about that? Anybody wide open, man. Why are we shooting contested double team 3-point shots? But oh my goodness, this game was saved by Carmelo like crazy, man. I don't know how he keeps turning back the clock, but this dude is phenomenal. I'm gonna read you guys his numbers. I mean, he's truly spectacular. Okay, Carmelo Anthony, 29 points. He was plus 13 off the bench. He went 7 for 10 from beyond the arc and 9 for 13 for the game. Literally needed to have that type of game for us to win, and that's the sad part. We shouldn't need those type of games to barely eke out wins. Everybody put up numbers, but we barely eking out wins. What are we doing defensively? What are we doing offensively? We go on these dry spells. Rondo changed the game for us, okay? We were on a horrible dry spell. We even lost the lead in the third quarter. Everybody's like, oh, here comes that horrible third quarter again. And what do? We finally insert Rondo. Rondo turns back the clock. Looks like playoff Rondo starts doing all kinds of amazing things. Most notably, getting your boy AD involved, who was I think was he in single digits at the half? I'm not sure, but thanks to Rondo, he got AD going. AD was having a bad game up until Rondo came in. AD ends up with 32 points, 12 rebounds, 3 steals and 5 blocks, which looks phenomenal. But this had to be the most number-filled game that felt so empty from Anthony Davis. I still felt like he was settling too much. I feel like he should park his fat ass in the paint and go to work because he's amazing. I got to say this, all right? It's been 11 games now. I do not like Anthony Davis' new body. I don't. I think he's too slow. I like the mobile version better. I know what you guys are saying, but he bulked up to try to stay healthy. Well, he hasn't been very healthy. He's been getting nicked up left and right. So, yeah, I don't like this new body, to be honest with you guys. He said, Melo literally saves the day. Westbrook scares me in crunch time. I sense frustration from his teammates. I sense frustration too, and I'm glad you brought that up. You know why? And thanks for the donation, bro. I sense frustration because there was a play where AD was double teamed in the paint, and he had Russell Westbrook flashing right under the basket. He could have passed it to him. My girl called it out. He could have passed it to him, and he could have laid the ball up. Instead, he kicked it out to Austin Reaves, who missed. By the way, Austin was huge. He had some clutch buckets again tonight. Played phenomenal defense. What do you have? Like 3-4 steals? This kid needs to start over Bazemore, okay? Bazemore is too sloppy for me. He misses too many layups for me, and he gambles way too much on defense. While Austin Reaves has active hands, he's always in the right place at the right time. And there was a play there in overtime where Melo tried to drive for a bucket, and Austin Reaves cut off the lane, and they had to, settle for something where AD had to end up blocking the shot. So again, Reaves needs to start, in my opinion. I thought Malik Monk was a lot better too tonight off the bench. But I got to talk about Westbrook, man. There's a problem I have with Westbrook. It's like he thinks he's still in OKC or something, where he starts playing hero ball. He had a phenomenal game. He had the triple-double. He had his numbers. Everything was good. And then, boom, turnover. Boom, another turnover. Boom, another turnover. And sloppy, crazy ones too, where he doesn't slow down and just let the game come to him. Teams are easily double teaming him and fronting him and denying him the ball, and he's forcing stuff. He needs to slow down and make sure that he gets the right passes in, and he needs to make sure he stops trying to play hero ball and force it. That really pissed me off by Westbrook. Tonight's the first night where I truly consider trades, and I'm patient, and I'm still on the Westbrook train because he had a great 3 quarters, but bam, I'll be honest, Rondo outplayed him tonight. A lot of people called it out. I'll agree. Ken Fuller says, Westbrook gunks everything up tonight. You can see his teammates not wanting to pass him in order to avoid nonsense plays by him. Westbrook needs to be the last resort off the bench. Wow, that's a tough that's a tough comment, bro. I appreciate the donation. By the way, I got to say, Russell Westbrook's better than this, man. But if he's not, then this is why we need LeBron. LeBron commands the basketball, and he slows down the tempo and plays at his own pace. Russell Westbrook's just like a chicken with his head cut off. He's just all over the place. Like, he's just everywhere. It's like, chill out, bro. Steroids, bring him down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They're all the way up here. We need his energy down here and his IQ up there, eyes up top. And that's my problem with him right now. And I was very, very disappointed at the way that this man came in. And, when Rondo got ejected, by the way, Austin Reaves doesn't even get a technical, and Rondo didn't even hit Terry Rozier as hard as Austin Reaves got hit. Austin Reaves almost got his damn head cut off, and it's not even Halloween. And he couldn't even get a tech. And this man gets ejected for a little tap. Like, he probably combed his hair. Like, stop it, man. He got ejected for that? Come on, bruh. Very disappointed in the officiating, but the Lakers still self-destructed, especially Rondo in the end. Very, very disappointed in the way we closed the game. I was going to be so hyped with this performance by Melo. I was coming in here super stoked. I was like, Melo is 6th man of the year. I still feel that way, by the way. Very excited for Melo. He truly turning the clock back. But, man, Russell Westbrook almost killed it. I'm not even going to cap. He said, Dan, do you think LeBron will do what he did on the 18 Cavs and go to Rob and trade most of the vets that aren't contributing like he did with Wade and Rose? I don't think so, man. I don't think LeBron has as much of a hold on this franchise as you guys think. I think the Lakers already, gave him most of what he wanted, and I think we're going to roll with the punches, to be honest with you guys. I don't foresee that happening, but I would be shocked if we start trading vets, especially the way Carmelo's playing. Carmelo has exceeded expectations. Imagine if Carmelo continues to play like this. LeBron comes back healthy, and THT comes back and has a career year. Kendrick Nunn does what Kendrick Nunn does. And then, Malik Monk's starting to come along a little bit better with the jump shot. Did you guys see the half court shot? Malik Monk can do stuff like that. He's clutch. I've seen him hit big time game winners throughout his career, even at Kentucky. He's huge. And then Carmelo continues with this. Rondo's going to go into playoff Rondo mode. People have been impatient with Rondo, but I'm just saying Rondo is big time. We saw it tonight. He turned back the clock tonight as well. I believe him and Melo are not single-handedly responsible for tonight's victory, but they played a big percentage of the pie chart. I'm talking 75% responsible the way they turned up. And so, I got to tell you, they still, those two guys stole the show. And I'm glad AD woke up, man, because I was making fat jokes about him. He was looking slow and sluggish and tired and old. And the dude's 28. He's supposed to be carrying this franchise. Instead, we got Melo carrying us, man. Come on. He said, don't know if you checked yet, but look at the numbers of our starters, 5 versus theirs. Also, they have the worst defense in the league, and we needed OT to beat them. Lastly, you need effort for advanced defensive tactics to work. That is true. We can't blame everything on the coach, but coach is huge in all this, guys. Coach is huge because some of the rotations he be playing are very suspect. I hate it when Austin Reaves comes in the game and he's balling out, and then boom, they gotta bring in the usuals. Avery Bradley hasn't had a phenomenal game in quite a couple of games, to be honest with you, offensively. You know what I'm saying? So why not leave the kid out there, man? The kid has truly exceeded everybody's expectations, including mine. And I had high expectations for him already. But man, he's like, Billy the Kid, okay, aka Austin Reaves. He is true. I think he's our best defensive guard we have on the team. And that's saying a lot because everybody thought Avery Bradley would be that. He said, Dan, Russell, knowing that Melo had the hot hand, kept dribbling and not passing to Melo. He almost lost us the game. Plus, he got tech for arguing. Him and whoever else got the second tech need to chill out. They need to know about the game situation. The game was out of reach at that point, and they put the game back in their hands. It was within reach. They could have beat us with the crazy 3 fadeaway that they shot in the end, and also poor everything, man. Poor coaching, poor game clock management. We gave them, we shot it with like 3-4 seconds left. They got the rebound. They called a timeout. They could have beat us. My heart dropped when they shot that half court shot, man, because you never know. But yeah, you're right, man. Russell Westbrook almost single-handedly lost us this game for sure. For sure. Rios, what's up? She said, post-game, Melo said effort is still a problem and that you can't teach that. If players aren't given effort, Vogel needs to bench them. Thank you. Absolutely. You need to hold people accountable. Like Russell was allowed to have like 4 straight turnovers and nothing. Coach sitting over there like this. I'm like, let me have this job. I'll rein Russell Westbrook in. I throw the whole clipboard at him. Like, what is this crap, man? What was Russell Westbrook doing? I was shaking my head I was shaking my head so hard the whole couch was moving. My girl thought it was an earthquake, bro. Like, it was bad. The execution is elementary. I keep telling you guys, this coach is a problem because he can't even everything we call all out of timeouts. Never I haven't seen one impressive play all season long. All season long. So the execution is poor. The leadership is poor because we need, Carmelo Anthony. What is he? 45 years old. We need him to come off the bench and carry. Then the leadership is poor from both Westbrook and AD. They need to step they need to step their game up big time, man. I'm tired of seeing the BS for reals. But man, I'm so happy for Carmelo. I am definitely getting a Carmelo Anthony jersey. I can't wait to cop one. If I can find one, I'll get one because they've been selling out, right? And it's hard to find them, but he's the hottest jersey in town for sure, and rightfully so. At his age, carrying the Lakers team, looking like New York Knicks Melo, looking like Denver Melo. And remember, I told you guys, he looked amazing during scrimmages and during practice. I said, he might mess around and bring in Denver Nuggets Carmelo Anthony. People were commenting, saying stuff like, you wildin'. We say that about him every year. Nah, he looked poised this year, and it takes a special player to really light up Staples Center like that. To be honest with you, even though LeBron's been spectacular, since we acquired him and the first couple of years we didn't make the playoffs, right? And then when we went to the bubble, there was no crowd. So this is the first time I've heard the crowd roar like this, since Kobe Bryant. And that's saying a lot. That shout out to Melo for that. We can see now why Carmelo Anthony was Kobe Bryant's favorite player in the league at one point. When they asked him who would he love to play with, he said Carmelo. So very, very blessed to have him this late in his career, and he's going to get – I can't wait till the playoffs. You think the crowd is roaring now? Wait till the playoffs come. my goodness, the building's going to explode from all the excitement from Laker fans. Best place to play in the world, man. I felt shivers when they were chanting Melo, Melo. You know, when we went on that little dry spell in the fourth quarter and Melo went to the bench for a little bit and they brought him back and you just hear the crowd roar. Nothing like it, man. Nothing like it. Felt like we were in Rome again with the when the Romans used to fight the lions. Like that's what it felt like. Like the crowd was roaring out here, man. Hall of Famer for sure. I have no doubt when he wins a championship with the Lakers, if he wins, but when he wins, really, his jersey will also hang from our rafters because that man is a Hall of Famer for sure, man. He said, Dan, why didn't Russ want to pass to Melo towards the end? This is what I'm telling you. I don't know if it's low IQ or if it's a horrible disease called hero ballsitis, you know, where everybody tries to play hero ball and we don't ride the hot hand. I hate that. I hate selfishness. I like Russell Westbrook, but I hate his mentality towards the end of games. I feel like he wants to be the Kobe, man. We know he grew up watching Kobe, but everybody can be Kobe. Tonight, Carmelo Anthony played the role, and he played it perfectly. I mean, he might win an Oscar the way he played the Kobe role tonight. So I got to say, got to give him the ball, man. When somebody's hot, feed the hot hand. I know this. I'm a point guard, and I play rec league ball. And I know when somebody's hot, feed him the ball, man. Feed him the ball. Every time. I don't care if he's double teamed. You find a little crack to just squeeze the ball in there. Feed him the ball, even if he's double teamed. Just keep feeding him, man. Hot hand. You know, hot hand gets paid, and Melo was cashing in tonight. For real. I felt like everything he was shooting was going in. Everything. He said, Dan, how many houses did Westbrook build tonight? About 3 in the fourth quarter. You know, he had more than enough brick left over to start on the fourth one, but luckily, you know, he went away from that style of play in overtime. If not, we would have lost. So I'm glad he put the material away, but we don't want to see it back out there for the next game, please. And I just don't understand it. Again, he's a double-sided blade. I call him the Wolverine. He tries to go solo. The solo act ain't going to work here, bro. I'm sorry. Now, if you had it going, then we would have fed you, but you were subpar offensively. He was all right. What did he end up with? Let's see Russell Westbrook's numbers just for the sake of argument. Russell Westbrook ended negative 17, guys, on the team. He ended up with only 17 points, right? 17 points. He shot 5 for 15. That means he missed 10 shots, only made 5. He made his free throw. That's the good part. That's the good news. He got most of his points at the free throw line, 7 out of 10 free throws. But he did have 12 rebounds, which I appreciate, and 14 assists. That's why I wasn't mad at him. People were mad at him during the second half. I wasn't mad up until he got to that fourth quarter. And then he ended up with the extra, you know, he only had like 2 turnovers up until the fourth quarter. He decided to pile on 5 like a fool. Like he just started just turning the ball over. I was like, how are these turnovers even physically possible? It got to the point where the man would like run really quick and jump in the air and hope that somebody was there to catch his pass. It's like, bro, you're either going to land and it's a treble or you're going to turn the ball over off the pass. It's a double-sided turnover. How is that possible? How are you that low on IQ that you get your feet out of the air while running really fast and expect somebody to be there and nobody to anticipate the pass when your ass is so predictable? Like his head was tunnel vision looking at who he's going to pass it to. Like, bro, come on. You got to be smarter than that. You got to be smarter than that. He said, you'll be really disappointed if you expect Russ to change. Well, you know what I expect Russ to do is not to play stupid. Yeah. And I will be disappointed if he continues to play stupid in fourth quarters, especially. We can afford to have some of those dummy plays in the first quarter, maybe even in the second quarter. But the second half, you got to strap down. You have to adjust. And you have to get better as the game progresses. The best players do that. You know what I mean? Like, even AD had a soft little 30 points, to be honest with you. He should have had 50 again tonight. But his soft little 30, at least he got better as the game progressed. At least I'll give him that. I was going to kill him if he ended it the second half the way he started the first half. But he played a lot better in the second half. He gave more effort. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was saving it. I don't know. He still looks out of shape to me, though. They said his muscle don't look like muscle, man. I'll be honest with y'all. He don't look like he's bullying anybody in the paint. Matter of fact, there was a play where one of the Plumlees, I'm not sure if it was Mason or whichever one of the Plumlees, came down the lane and just lowered his body on him and just, you know, laid it up on him. Like old Anthony Davis would have blocked that. And I mean bubble Anthony Davis. I mean the one that didn't add 25 pounds, you know. And so I think I prefer the light. I don't know about you guys, but do you guys prefer light Anthony Davis, even though he's more fragile, or this chunkier version wannabe Jokic Anthony Davis? I think I prefer the lighter version. The one that's more mobile, can catch more lobs. He's not catching that many lobs. I don't know. I hear a thump every time he lands on the ground. I don't know. Is it Dan? If you don't have Melo, maybe we didn't even win a single. Now, I wouldn't go that far. We'd at least have 3 wins without Melo, but it's still pretty bad considering we're depending that much on him. We're heavily depending on Carmelo Anthony right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, heavily depending on Carmelo. We can't have that because even though he's amazing, I call him home court Melo because he ain't playing like this on the road. But at home, the fans, the home crowd, the best fans in the world feel him, and he's really playing out of his mind. He's shooting like 64% from beyond the arc at home. That's unheard of, especially at his age. So Staples Center is a special place to play when you're a special player. And I'm telling you something, man. They really uplift him. Like he looks 5 years younger when he's out here balling like that. Like even on the turnaround jump shots, he's really putting his body into folks like he's Denver Nuggets Melo. And I love that, man. I love every minute of it. I told you guys it would be a nice mix to add a veteran like Melo who knows how to score. But, man, this has exceeded everybody's expectations. Nobody could have predicted this kind of hot start from Carmelo Anthony to start the season, man. Nobody. I don't care who it is. Not even myself. The Austin Reaves balled the heck out tonight. Yes, he did. And I continue to vouch for Austin, especially in the starting lineup. I think he's starting lineup material. What do you guys think? Yes or no? I want to see in the chat. Do you guys think Austin Reaves should be the starter over Kent Bazemore and or Avery Bradley? Type yes or no in the chat. I want to know if I'm the lone wolf thinking that out here. I doubt it. Laker Nation's smart. So I doubt it, man. Said, Dan, I don't like what I'm seeing from Bazemore, man. Exactly why he needs to get replaced. Start Reaves, no. Try it out, yes. Only one guy said no. I don't know why. You're tripping, Alan. Give me a good reason why, Alan. I want to know why. You might be the only one that says no. See, everybody sees what I see in Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is he is truly not playing like a rookie. Like I feel like I could trust him. I feel like I can't wait till he comes out on the court off the bench. And I would rather start with that type of energy on both ends of the floor to set the tone early than not. I mean, did you see that the way he ran the fast break with Russell Westbrook? And Russell Westbrook was playing good in the first half. He was dumping off the ball. He dumped it off, and then he went up. He had the presence of mind to know he would get blocked if he was on the right side of the rim. So he changed direction and finished on the left side of the rim. That's elite level guard play in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And he's underrated, sneaky, athletic. So, even though we know him as a shooter and as a primary defender, he could also slash. I'm still waiting for the poster. I know it's coming one day. I've seen the way he attacks the rim. He's going to posterize somebody one day. Book it. You heard it here first. I'll be in the front row seat saying, I called it. He said, Dan called it first with Reaves. He was right. I appreciate the flowers, man. Absolutely. But what's funny? I tend to call it with a lot of players, man. I said THT was going to be a force too, and I can't wait to see him come back. But it's funny. I seen Kendrick Perkins tweet out that Austin Reaves should start over Bazemore. I've been calling for this since preseason. I was sold after preseason. We saw what he did in Summer League, but when it translated over to preseason, I said, oh, yes, there's going to be a ball player who's going to translate over to the rotation. I'm just glad he's in the rotation, to be honest with you. But I would love to see him start just to see if he can set the tone with his defense and he can help space the floor. And also DJ he played a good first quarter. I'll give him this. As hard as we are on DJ, he came out like he's been reading tweets. He looked pissed. He was dunking everything. He was out here rebounding hard. I was like, okay, DJ, prove me wrong. But then he reverted back to old DJ in the third quarter, and then I remembered why I wanted him off the starting lineup again. Bottom line is, whenever we make our runs, Austin Reaves always seems to be on the floor. Take notes, guys. And then also, no DeAndre Jordan. Those are the two combinations for success for this team. Now, if we can bottle that up a little bit more and play that for a more, for a larger amount of time throughout the course of the game, we would have tremendous success, in my opinion. Because we tend to get off the slow starts, even though tonight we did okay, right? But this game was still a roller coaster. My goodness. We played a decent first half, but it was still poor defense. Second half, surprisingly, we started the third quarter sluggish and the usual DJ crap. And then, boom, all of a sudden, in came Rondo, in came Reaves, in came Dwight, in came Melo. They made a huge difference. All of a sudden, we was up 10 going into the fourth quarter. And then we have the self-destructive Russell Westbrook come in, try to play hero ball. almost lost us a damn game. And then added technical on top of that. I was truly tight about it. I was getting ready to go off on Russ if we lost tonight, to be honest with you. But I'm glad, man. I am so glad that we're able to pull out the win. He said, "Get me on your show. We need to talk." Hey, man, fan phone call Fridays. For those of you guys in here, make sure you subscribe because, man, we got a jam-packed show every Friday at around 6 p.m. Pacific time, depending on if we have a Laker game or not. When it's no Laker game, it's 6 p.m. Pacific time sharp every Fridays. Y'all need to keep smashing that like button because we get the Fan Friday videos, any of the videos, to 500 likes, and I'm adding Fan Tuesdays as well. You know, I'm trying to diversify the show and add more and more so we can get you guys involved for sure. What? No. Laker Nation is united, man. LeBron fans need to figure out their place in Laker Nation if they want to be a part of this. But we love every player on the team as long as you're on the team and you're putting in work. That's the bottom line. So Dan, Melo saved us tonight. Yes, he did. AD played better, but why is it that he always starts the offense 15 feet away from the basket? Exactly. That's my point as well. It bothers me because supposedly he gained muscle or weight or whatever you want to call it. He's supposed to be closer to the rim. That's the whole point. But he has, unfortunately, he hasn't established himself down there, and he continues to settle. I feel like he's out of shape. I feel like it's weight, not muscle, or there might be some muscle in there, but I feel like it's dragging him down throughout the course of the game, and he's saving himself for when he really needs to. And you see it in spurts. AD, when he goes in the paint, he's unstoppable. He has a soft touch, can finish with either hand. He's just the beast. Nobody can hold him, but he continues to play away from that style of play. He continues to settle for threes, which really has me pissed off because he's been – somebody pull up his stats. What has he been shooting from beyond the arc? I need to know. I know it's below 20%, which is already horrid. But if it's below 10%, I don't want to see him take another three all year long unless he absolutely it's necessary, right? If he's wide open, nobody's covering him, and he needs to, okay, then take it. But, man, he's taking like 2-3 a game, and he's shooting below – I think it's below the 10s now. It's been bad all season. He's probably made 1 or 2 threes out of like 100 that he shot. Maybe not 100, but it's bad, okay? He's at 18% there. Well, it's not as bad as I thought. I thought he was below 10 at this point, but 18% is atrocious, to be honest with you. I'm doing good, realist. Thank you so much for asking. He said Melo should have had 10 threes tonight. He should have, but we didn't feed him enough. Like, he's hot, and we stopped feeding the hot hand. That's typical Frank Vogel stuff right there, though. I've noticed anytime that we have a hot hand out there, he either subs it out or he doesn't continue to go game plan towards that. I get it. Defenses adjust and all that. But there's always other things you can do. Like, you can pass it to the person who's hot and use them as a decoy to get others wide open shots. Like, come on, man. It's textbook coaching. It's not, science or nothing crazy. It's not brain surgery out here, man. The Lakers will figure it out when everybody comes back healthy. Go Lakers. And I'm wearing my new Lucky Lakers jacket that you guys voted for. Shout out to Tower for that one. I can't wait to debut it on Wednesday. Let's see if it has any luck to it. We need it because we're going up against the Heat. And I think they just lost tonight, so they're going to be hungry for a dub. That's going to be a tough game. I mean, one of the best defensive, if not the best defensive team in the league. And I also predicted this on somebody's podcast. I said, watch out for the Heat. They were injured last season, but they're looking dangerous in the East. So, I'm looking forward to the game, but also a little nervous, man. He said, my boy Dtlf, I think Jesus for Melo. Absolutely, man. Carmelo Anthony is a gift. Think about it. Last year, we couldn't have any consistent three-point shooters. We got Melo out here shooting damn near 50% for the season. Phenomenal. And he's shooting over 64% from beyond the arc at home. Man, I wish we could have capitalized on all the home games that he's went off because we really deserve to win those. We just weren't playing defense and executing down the stretch of some of those games. I mean, come on. I'm never getting over the fact that we lost to the Thunder twice this season. The Thunder. He said, Dan, we should trade Westbrook for Ben Simmons. I'm not entertaining trades right now. I get it. He had a bad fourth quarter. But imagine if he could just play under control, man. This man got us a triple-double easy. He showed up tonight for the most part. But we need him just to be smart, especially down the stretch of games. And this is why I don't feel too bad about having Russell Westbrook on my team, is because when LeBron James comes back in the crucial games, He's doing all the ball handling. So we don't have to worry about Russ doing what he did tonight. Dribble, dribble, pound, pound, turn the ball over. That's not going to happen when you have LeBron out there. Trust me, especially down the stretch of games. We know LeBron James is one of the best closers in the game, and he makes sure that this is my favorite thing about LeBron James. If he was out there on the court tonight, we're not going to overtime. That's number one. Number two, Carmelo Anthony would have ended up with like 40 points if LeBron was out there because he's finding the hot hand. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. So I'm not going to worry too much about Russ, but I will say this. If he's ever out of control like this, it is Frank Vogel's responsibility to pull him out. I don't care if we have Austin Reaves running point because Rondo got ejected. I don't care. But you take the ball out of that bad player's hands and you sit him right next to you and you talk to that man. I don't care how ugly his mug is and how mad he looks. You talk to this man and you let him know what he did wrong. It's your job as a coach. That's the bottom line. That's why they pay you to coach these players when they're doing bad things and making mistakes. I don't care how old he is. If you were coaching the Mummy Returns, and you still got to coach it. Don't be afraid. You got to get out here and coach. Russ was bad. Russ was good at the first three quarters, but his fourth was bad. Exactly, and that's what I've always said about Russell Westbrook. Double-sided blade that could end up cutting you in the end. We got to make sure that, he's like a ticking time bomb who's going to self-destruct sometimes, but we got to make sure that we manage him to the point where he doesn't explode. It's like we save him for another day. He said, thank God Laker fans aren't GMs. We would lose everything. I don't know what that means. Is that a dig at me or at the comment section? But I agree with you, man. We are very emotional. That's a fact. I wouldn't pretend to be a GM in this league. That's a fact. It's not how it starts the game, but it's how you finish the game. Exactly. I'm not talking trades, guys. It's too early in the season, man. Too early in the season to talk trades. Ain't nobody even trying to trade like that. Maybe if your team had Ben Simmons who's not trying to play for you, or Kyrie Irving, I'd believe you, but we don't have either of those players. We have players that want to play. What's up with Frank's predictable lineups? No imagination and no on-the-fly changes. That's my biggest problem with him is he's not making the proper adjustments sometimes. I also don't like how he doesn't call timeouts. Like they made a run, and he waited till we lost the lead all over again to start calling the timeout, or till they're like within 6 points. Like, bro, you should have called it when we were down, 8 points. Like, he's always like one bucket too late. That's the difference between cutting off momentum with a cushion and cutting off momentum or trying to cut off momentum right when the game is tight and their confidence is completely up. He needs to do a way better job, man. He never even uses challenges. Is he even aware that we have coaching challenges? Has he even used one all season long? I think the last time he used one was preseason. That's horrible. Like, bro, you got challenges for a reason. Use them shits. Like, they're in there. Does he need somebody reminding him? Maybe his wife should, like, text him right when something bad happens. I don't know. Said, Dan, do you think Russ will get better if he needed this? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. All right, because I'll say this again. I do watch the league. I do watch other games from time to time. I saw Russell Westbrook last year when he was with the Wizards because I was curious how that would work out with Bradley Beal. I was also monitoring Bradley Beal as a potential third option for the Lakers. So I was watching that team a little bit. Also, I like Thomas Bryant, who was healthy at first and then got injured. And then what happened was that I noticed he started off really clumsy, really bad. Like, I would even go and see their forums. People wanted him traded. All of a sudden, he turned up, man. All of a sudden, he locked in. And it could be the fact that he's a little bit older. It could be the fact that, he needs to adapt to the new environment, new teammates, whatever the case may be. He was a lot better in the second half of that season for the Wizards than in the first half. So I'm hoping that's the same case for us. So I'm going to bite my tongue a little bit. Now, I'm still going to critique him when he plays like shit, which he did in the fourth quarter tonight. I'm going to keep it $150 with you guys. It's my responsibility, and it's my pleasure to do so, whether you hate me or love me. But Russell Westbrook he needs to be reined in. And I think LeBron can do that. Kobe Bryant did it with Melo World Peace. All right, because Melo World Peace was a wild card as well. And he would sometimes get really sloppy for his prior teams. He could be the type that with his defense and sometimes his offense, he could put you on top, or he could be the type that with his boneheaded plays and stubbornness and emotions, he could hurt you. Similar to Dennis Rodman in a way. Um, but when you have a GOAT, one of the three GOATs, Kobe Bryant did it with Meta, Michael Jordan did it with Dennis Rodman, and let's see Russell Westbrook if LeBron James could rein him in a little bit and tell him, all right, Russ, we need you to take care of the basketball when I'm not on the court. All right, because man, that was embarrassing, bro. You almost lost us a game. You know what I'm saying? He said, yo, I'm a fan. He said, yo, I'm a fan. First time seeing this channel, loving the energy. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to the channel, bro. Make sure to subscribe because we keep it locked all year round, even in the summer. I got you guys for all Laker coverage and NBA talk as well, man. So keep it locked right here. All things Lakers for those of you guys just tuning in. Pre-game, post-game, mixes, everything, man. Even Laker tracks get dropped right here. He said Meta wasn't a main ball handler, though, and neither is Russell Westbrook when LeBron's on the court. That's for sure. You know what I mean? Neither. That's why they stagger their minutes and, bring them off the bench with the second unit. So that's what Frank has been trying to do. It works sometimes. They just have to get used to it. But the bottom line is, every great player has his challenges. LeBron James' challenge is to take Russell Westbrook under his wing and show him what it is to play winning basketball, what it is not to worry about the stats, what it is to secure a victory over a triple-double. I don't think Russell Westbrook has done that yet, even though it's later in his career. He needs to mature rather quickly. If not, he's going to find himself as a journeyman or maybe even out of the league in a couple years. I'm telling you this for a fact. Like, we need Russell Westbrook to be smart. Bottom line. And that's, it's not going to be like that. He said THT will play next game. You think so, Craig? I hope so. I doubt it. Next game is coming up on Wednesday. I think he's going to need like 2-3 practice before, let me tell you, Frank Vogel, very slow with the whole process of bringing in players. So I think they'll give him 2 to 3 practices. I'd be shocked if he's out, though. Unfortunately, I expect him to play. I think we have a game on Friday before Wednesday, if we're lucky. But we'll see. Hopefully you're right, Craig. I'll be looking forward to that. He said, bro, you're the best Laker channel ever. Go. He said, your channel really helps when the Lakers stress me out at times. I appreciate that, man. I've heard that from you guys, and I'm humbled by it, man. So I appreciate that. That's quite an honor right there that you guys bestow upon me. Thank you, Dan. You're a good analyst. I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for the love. He said, our playbook is alley-oops left, alley-oops right. What bothers me about our playbook is that sometimes I don't see any plays being run. Again, I watch other teams. Other teams get offense. Even the Hornets, they came down, and they run something. They always run something. You see LaMelo Ball call for a screen, or LaMelo pass the ball out to the wing and then move off the rock. They set an off-ball screen for him, and he's moving around. And also sometimes Melo does a hockey assist. That's when he breaks the defender down. He gets the attention of the third player. While he pretends he's going to score, he dishes it to the second player next to him, and that player then, when he draws the final defender, dishes it to somebody right under the rim. It happened a couple of times. They broke us down easily. We're not running any of that. This is us, okay? So Dwight Howard grabs a rebound, gives it to Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook comes and grabs it, and Russell Westbrook comes down, crosses the half-court line. He looks around to see if anybody's open. Guys are standing around. Okay, somebody sets a screen. Russell Westbrook probes. If he doesn't have the lane, then he'll give up the dribble, which is it's a no-no for a lead guard in this league. He does this a lot. I hate it when he gives up the dribble. He gives up the dribble, and then somebody comes to grab it, and then he tries to get open again. And we end up with like the shot clock winding down, hoping for Carmelo to jab fake or do something. Or if not, we try to go to AD, which is our advantage. I hate it when it ends up with a Kent Bazemore jump shot or a Avery Bradley isolation play like that. We failed if that was the best shot we got, having 3 Hall of Famers on the floor. Dan, as a fan for the fans, we can relate with you, DTLF. You bring it every night, win or lose. Appreciate you, man. I am a diehard fan. Over 20 years. I've been watching basketball since I was 7 years old, man. And I wasn't always, as a kid, it was intriguing to me, but Kobe really made me fall in love with the game over time, to be honest with you. And as a kid, I was just, I would watch the old Sacramento teams, with Mike Bibby and them. I was interested. And obviously the Lakers were my favorite with Kobe, but, I was a casual as a kid, but as I grew up and I kept watching, I really understood a lot of the way teams played and the styles and what type of offensive schemes and defensive schemes they ran. And my love for the game just grew. And then I got into hooping at around 13. And then at first I was subpar, but then eventually I became really damn good. I was really hooping as a kid, but just casually. I'm talking 13, playing on teams and stuff and doing stuff, playing street ball especially. It got to a point where me and my brother were pretty hard to beat, all right, on the street ball court. Like when we would pick up randoms too. And we'd run, 7 to 8 full court games and next team up because they couldn't get us off the court. So I just love basketball. It's a blessing and a pleasure, man. And I'm glad that the Lakers have these problems. To be honest with you, I'm not glad they have the problems, but I'm glad I can break them down, dissect them, and really identify them. Like it would drive me crazy if I was just a casual fan and I was watching this game and I see the Lakers continue to lose but not know why. Like I'm glad we can pinpoint the problem and break it all down right here because that's the level of basketball right there. That's what it is, You said, Dan, I'm so stressed out after this game. Yeah. It's a emotional roller coaster to watch these type of games because it doesn't feel like there's any structure. At times I feel like we're not running anything. We're just isolating, man. We're just isolating and going to work one-on-one a lot of times, or calling for a screen and then hoping somebody cuts or gets open. Is like, what are we doing out there? And that's what the frustrating part is. So what is the problem? Here's the problem. The half-court offense is very subpar without LeBron James or Rondo or some sort of floor general out there. That's the main problem. Did you notice when LeBron James is out there, our offense just flows so smoothly, and every time he goes to the bench, we struggle? Or, for example, Rondo today was on his floor general shit. He was on his prime Rondo playoff basketball Rondo mode, and our offense it was just flowing so smoothly. As soon as he gets pulled out for Russell Westbrook, who's not really a floor general, we look clumsy again. That means that the coach on the sideline is not really doing his job, and he's hoping for a floor general to step up and carry the load, which is what usually LeBron does or Rondo when he balls out. So, yeah, that's what's wrong with us. Yeah, that's why I come here. You keep it real and you tell it how it is. Best analysis, hands down. I appreciate that, Chewy. That means a lot, brother. Alex said, late to the stream, such an ugly win. Can't blame nobody but ourselves if we lost that one. He said, we gave them 5 free throws on text. Hope we bounce back. Thanks for a donation, brother. Never too late for those. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Ugly win, but I'll take an ugly win over an ugly loss. I promise you we'd feel 1,000 times worse had we came up short tonight. So I am very glad we won, but it's just these little, again, bad habits. The offense is not fluid at all. Okay, we need more fluidity within the offense. That's number one. No fluidity. All right. Without LeBron James or Rondo or somebody like that running the show, chickens with our head cut off. That's number one. Number two, defensively, communication, we'd be off sometimes. We'll have like a nice little 2 to 3 minute spurt of defense, and then we'll take off a cool 5 minutes. And this is why they catch up. We play in spurts. Some people say it's age. I think it's we just don't have a rhythm out there as a team. We're not playing as a unit. When you start meshing as a unit, then it's hard for the opposition to find the gaps and the seams in your defense. We don't have that yet. We don't have that chemistry, that communication, or the rotations down pat. So for those reasons, this is really hard. Really, really hard, man. How much patience will you have with Westbrook? Ozzy, my guy. Appreciate you, man. I'll tell you what. I'm trying to be fair to Westbrook. Like I said, I saw him in Washington. And history tends to have a funny way of repeating itself, right? Just like the same thing happened to OKC twice, right? We were up, big lead, then we end up losing the game. That's how life and basketball are similar. History tends to repeat itself, right? Somebody cheats on you once, they might cheat on you again. Most likely they will. So that's why they say once a cheater, always a cheater. History is like that. Russell Westbrook started off slow with Washington, and he went ham in the second half. We traded for that version of Russell Westbrook, the one that went crazy. I wanted him on the team because I saw how he turned up so good that him and Bradley took Washington from having no chance in being a lottery team to making the play-in tournament to advancing to the first round, eventually getting eliminated in the first round, right? But bottom line is Russell Westbrook can turn up. I've seen him. He just needs to trust his teammates more. I feel like he lacks that for sure. He lacks trust for his teammates, where and then sometimes he just makes boneheaded plays. Let's just call it what it is. Like he'll throw a pass that's clearly being telegraphed and it's going to get deflected, and they're going to get a transition bucket the other way. Those are my least favorite because not only do you get the turnover, but now you're giving up the bucket, right? But if he can bottle the beast that he is, because he's a beast that's slashing, and continue to put pressure on teams and know when to attack, when to pass, when to shoot. First half, he did a great job. Second half, not so much. He can bottle that consistently and then allow LeBron to lead you in the end of games. He shouldn't be a problem. He should definitely be an upgrade. He has helped this season. When LeBron hasn't been there, he has kept us in games at times. But then again, the ability to self-destruct at the end of stretches is what really gets me about Russell Westbrook. If you eliminate the bad version, we'd be head over heels for Russell Westbrook, just like we are for Carmelo right now. Carmelo can't do no wrong right now. I don't remember a game saying Carmelo had a bad game outside of road games. But here at home, phenomenal, crowd favorite, clearly a fan favorite. I'm already considering buying his jersey. Usually I wait till we win a championship for that, but he's already had me sold, man. I'm sold on Melo. I love it. I love what he's bringing to the table. So if Russell Westbrook could just limit turnovers, again tonight he has 7. That's too much. Keep it under 4, bro. And he had 2 going into the fourth quarter. That was perfect. He did too much and discombobulated himself, and now we end up almost losing the game. He needs to learn from this. He's too old to not be learning. Stop being a stubborn old fool, Russ. Even us at 30 can still learn stuff, man. So you always got to be humble, especially when you come to a franchise like the Lakers. All right, because the Lakers have a way of, if you don't humble yourself, we'll humble you with a trade. How about that, right? So I believe he will eventually humble himself and buy in. And he sees I think this is the thing about Russ. He sees the love we're giving to Melo, and he wants that. He wants the oohs and ahs. You don't think it hurts him that another player that's not even from his hometown is getting more oohs and ahs than him? But that's also the problem. He needs to let go of that childish mentality and let our love come natural. You can't force love, man. You win over the fans with smart play, intelligence, and just selfishness. And right now, Carmelo's being that. So, Russ needs to stop trying to be what Carmelo Anthony is and just, play within his own lane and just be smart, and that's it. Let that ego go, let it die off into the sunset. That ego honestly should have ended in OKC, but he didn't humble himself in Houston, and it looks like he hasn't humbled himself yet. So he needs to really buy in fully to the Lakers team brand of basketball. That's the only way we're going to win a championship. Russ buys in, and we'll be good. I have trust and faith that, he's going to eventually buy in, and hopefully he does. Hopefully I'm right. He said LeBron fans just want to trade everybody. They do, man. I'll be honest, bro. It's like, I feel like this isn't 2K. We're 11 games into the season. Usually teams don't start talking trades to like 40 games in, right? So I don't even want to entertain trades. That's why when people ask me about trades, I'm like, I'm not going to entertain it right now. Now, if things continue to spiral downwards, and then, you start seeing trade rumors surface, and I'll definitely, I got you guys covered. It's the number one place to talk about trade rumors. So I would look forward to that. But for now, we got to love our team for what it is. I mean, Carmelo, did y'all really expect Melo to come out like this? Tonight, I feel like Carmelo Anthony took it personal that LaMelo is the new Melo, right? And he let him know who the real Melo was. The real Carmelo Anthony, please stand up. He said, I'm the real Melo, bro. You baby Melo. He said, good win for the Lakers. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. He said, LeBron fans are trash. Where's the real Laker fans? We're all right here, man. We're all right here. And by the way, not all LeBron fans are trash. All right. So we can't just go putting them in a group. I've made some great LeBron fans that came to our franchise and said, after LeBron retires, I want to be a Laker fan. Dan, I buy into the culture. I love what you guys are doing here. So I want to be a part of the family. I said, cool, man. As long as you respect the culture, as long as you respect Los Angeles, Staples Center, and all those, 17, soon to be 18 banners up there. And, it's team first here. It's not player first here. Then you're a part of the family. It's that easy. And, some of those LeBron fans are pretty cool, man. I've made friends with a lot of them. So it's not all of them. It's a couple of them, but there's also some Kobe fans. And I'm a diehard Kobe fan. but there's some of them that bring embarrassment to who we are. Like there's some Kobe fans that say, I don't want the Lakers winning a championship as long as LeBron's there. It's like, shut up, dude. It's franchise before player. All right. Even the great Kobe would tell you that. Even the great Kobe accepted LeBron into the franchise. So what are you doing? Who are you to say who deserves to play for this franchise and who doesn't? Right? If the great Jeannie Buss and Magic Johnson and Kobe Bryant gave a stamp of approval, then y'all don't even need my stamp. Y'all don't need nobody else's stamp. That's more than enough. So, you just we're thankful and we're blessed to have all this Hall of Fame talent want to play for us, and it's never going to change. You guys remember what the haters were saying when Kobe retired? Oh, you guys are living in the past. Oh, you're never going to be relevant again. All this BS. And what did I always tell you guys when we had D'Lo, when we had Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle? I said the Lakers are going to rise again because that's who we are. History repeats itself. And, right now we're down, but I promise you guys, things are looking great. Things are looking up. As long as you're the Lakers franchise, we stay loyal, we stay faithful, and it will feel amazing when we win that chip again. Tears came to my eyes when we won that championship. I was so excited, guys. And I will continue, man. I will continue. So I think LeBron fans, when they saw how gracious we were, because some of them were even saying, you guys don't deserve LeBron. It's like, no. Laker Nation and LeBron James was meant for each other. Okay. It's a marriage made in heaven. Superstars deserve to play here at least once in their lifetime because this is the place to be. Ask Carmelo Anthony. I promise you, he doesn't even remember any other stadium when he plays here in his first Staples Center. You know what I'm saying? It's just so magical. I've been there multiple times. It truly is a different experience. For those of you that have never been blessed enough to go to a Laker game, I pray for y'all, man, and I hope y'all go real soon. If God willing, because it's just, it's my Disneyland. It's my happiest place on earth. So it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing for both sides. It's a blessing for Laker Nation to have Hall of Famers and greats and GOATs like Kobe, LeBron, Melo come through here. Just we're made for each other. This is the biggest stage on earth for superstars to come and shine. You know what I'm saying? And so, we got to respect each other. That's all it's about. I embraced LeBron the moment he came and picked the Lakers. I gave him props. Why? I say he's a Laker. That just shows me that he has a big pair, because a lot of free agents were scared. Even some LA natives were scared to carry the torch after Kobe. It's a big shoes to fill. Same thing with Kobe, man. He wasn't afraid to carry the torch after Magic Johnson and Kareem, and Shaq too. Big time players come through here and shine. The scary cats like Dennis, well, the rest is history. They lose paychecks here because they're so afraid. But some players didn't even want to give us meetings, like LaMarcus Aldridge. Like, who are you, LaMarcus? No wonder his nickname's Lamo. They didn't even want to give us meetings here. It's like, bruh, we're going to rise regardless, with or without your help. So, my boy Ozzy said, big test against the Heat. Huge, bro. And I'm looking forward to it, guys. And that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much, Laker Nation. Much love. We bleed purple and gold here. So if you guys are watching for the first time, make sure to tune in and keep it locked. So make sure you subscribe and hit that post notification bell. Also helps the family grow when you smash the like button. So please do that. Thank you guys so much, man. Much love, Laker Nation. Appreciate everything, all the contributions, the likes, everything. Keep up, guys. And by the way, we're 6-5 now. If we go into Miami and we win that, is it in Miami or is it here? I'm not sure yet. I haven't checked. But if we win that game, it's going to do huge wonders to the Lakers' confidence moving forward. So I think this might be the biggest game of the year coming up versus Miami. So keep it locked right here. Lucky Laker Jacket Part 2 coming out. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday, man. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out.